Hey guys, welcome back to the MoreMosha YouTube channel. I haven't filmed in probably over a month. This is not consistent, but I wanted to ease into the new year and really take things slow. And so I wasn't really in a big rush to be like, okay, the 1st of January, everything needs to be perfect. No, that's just not gonna happen. So I've realized that I should just take it slowly and ease into the new year. So for the first video of this year, I'm going to be talking about my goals, and it's going to be like a bit of a girl talk, like talk about the things that I want to see and do for myself in the new year, the places that I want to be, the things that I want to achieve, etc. Some are going to have like specific numbers, other things are going to be a bit more broad, so I can like interpret it as I go throughout the year. And yeah, basically this year I'm not gonna try and just like reshape my entire life. I'm gonna see where I'm at right now and what things I want to improve or slash continue or change as I go throughout the year in slow increments. If you haven't watched my previous video of me quitting my job, I think I filmed like 2 videos of me talking about that. So basically, quick recap: last year in July, I quit my corporate 9 to 5 software engineering job, and in those videos I kind of explain why, and like my imposter syndrome, anxiety, me not eating, all that sort of things is explained in those videos. And yeah, so a quick like not recap but like what's happened since that time. For about 3 months I probably wasn't applying to any jobs. I was just living life. I went down to London to see Stray Kids with my friends. That was really fun. I was just like enjoying life for what felt like I've never experienced it before, and I loved it. I met some really cool people. I stayed at a hostel when I was down in London to watch Stray Kids, so that was really, really, really nice. And they kind of like gave me so much inspiration of like, sorry I keep saying like, it's just so ingrained in my vocabulary, I cannot change it. But they were essentially telling me that if I put myself in the way of my passions, then money's naturally going to flow to me. And I was like, yeah, that's true. But essentially what they were getting at is that I should follow my passions throughout life, and the right things will find me through that way. And I was like, okay, yeah, I literally just quit my job without any backup. Like, I had money saved, so I had something to obviously keep me afloat up until this point. And so it wasn't like I was just throwing myself completely in the deep end. My ego was also very like heavily inflated because I'd worked as a software engineer for 2.5 years. I was like, okay, perfect. I'm going to be able to find a job like super duper quickly. As soon as I start looking for a job, everyone's going to want to hire me. That was not the case. And it was a very rude awakening. I had to get on Reddit, and I was seeing people's like stories saying, oh, I have 10 plus years experience in this sector, I have 15 years, I have 7 years, and I can't find a job, or people are rejecting me. I'm like, but that's not going to be me. And then it was me, and I was like, what the fuck? Though there was only one time throughout those 6 months that I felt true anxiety about like, oh, maybe I might have to give up my flat, I might have to do something like that. Only one time. Other than that, I was just so sure in myself that I was like, I'm going to be able to make it. I'm going to be able to figure something out. I'm going to be able to make it work one way or another. And the thought of me potentially like losing my flat, having to sell my things, came across me once, and I squashed it. And I was like, that's not going to happen. That's just not in the plan that I have in my head. I didn't visualize myself, and I'm not even talking manifestation because that's a whole different topic that I used to be really into manifestation. I don't really believe in it. And so if we're talking about visualization, in my own head, I couldn't see myself having to do those things. I couldn't see myself allowing it to get to that point where I'd have to move out of my current flat or like move back in with my family or something like that. And so I was just like, so if I can't visualize it for myself, then it's just not going to happen. And so just like that, I was just like, yeah, then it's not going to happen. So then in December, I found a job working in retail. It wasn't in a place that I really wanted to get to because it was like dealing with animals, and I'm very like I'm not the best with animals. I'm not the best with animals. I get easily scared by animals. So I was just like, I can't stay here long. Even when I told my family, yeah, I got this job, it's part-time. And they were like, you're gonna be doing that? You're gonna be handling like hamsters and stuff? And I was just like, yeah. And they were like, oh, are you sure you can do that? I was just like, well, I don't really have a choice. Well, I have a choice? Yes, but I wanted to have a bit of money coming in just so I could like, start to get things back on track. Because when I quit my job, the idea was for me to get into something like in administration, but the main thing was like mainly admin sort of focus roles, and it had to be part-time, ideally close to home as well. So those were like my big three when I was looking for a job. And so this came up. It wasn't in admin, it was part-time, and it was close to home. So I was just like, okay, cool. The hours were a bit random, but I was just like, you know what, I feel like this isn't gonna take too much of my life that I'm gonna be like, oh my god, no, I can't do that. I knew it was gonna be temporary. So I wasn't too fussed about it. So I got the job and I worked there up until this month because I got a new job. So during December, I was interviewing for another role, part-time receptionist, with some other like admin stuff, except it is a bit further from home, which I was a bit like, okay, this is not what I wanted initially, but I think there's going to be better progression within this role for me than my current job. So I got the offer letter, I get the job, and I was like, perfect. So I had to wait until this year to get like the official contract so I could sign it, etc. And then once that was all done, handed in my notice of that customer service job, and now I'm going to be starting at my new place next week, which is very exciting. So yeah, that's where I am at right now. So in terms of timeline, last year I was looking for something part-time, admin, close to home, and I found myself in a position where I have found something admin, part-time, it's not that close to home, but I think it's still worth it. And the key thing is what I'm going to be doing outside of those hours when I'm not at work, which is what I'm really excited for. And so I was just looking at my books for a second. So I have made like a list here. I literally just wrote it down right now, and I was just like, because I hadn't made a not mood board, a vision board for what I wanted for this year, because like I said, I wasn't too bothered by it. And though it doesn't necessarily mean manifestation, I was just like, I don't really care for it. I like the visual aspect. I guess they don't really need to tie in with each other. Anyways, I didn't do it. So I just wrote it down, and I was just like, what can I do to make something that I can easily look back on at the end of the year? So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna make a video, and I'm gonna put it out there in the internet. Whoever chooses to engage with it does, who doesn't, and maybe you can share some ideas in the comments with me, or you can just listen to me yap on for however long I've been talking for. I think I've been talking for like, there it says 9 minutes. And we haven't even got started, so let's get to my actual list. So, I put the first couple of goals I put for mainly like my social media aspect. So I put grow my art Instagram page to 500 followers. So if you're not following me on Instagram, go and follow me. I'm going to put it somewhere on the screen here, maybe here. So yeah, with my Instagram, I want to grow it to 500 followers. I've already got a plan in place in terms of how often I want to post and how often I plan to be posting. So that is my goal. And why do I want to post? Why did I set that goal specifically? I put that goal specifically only for myself because I want to be consistent with my artwork. And if I know I have a set schedule on when I want to post, then I feel like that's naturally gonna bring in more engagement to my page. So it works both ways. One, I do want to obviously grow my page, but also I want to ingrain that consistency into my own schedule and into my own mind of when I should be drawing and how often I put pencil to paper. Well, mainly like pen to iPad screen, because I mainly do digital art, but you get the gist. So that's the reason for that goal. Also because I want to get to a point where I can like, I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry, that's the end of that sentence. That was basically, I don't know why I was gonna, anyways. Then on Twitch, because I also want to stream on Twitch, I want to get 100 followers. Now with Twitch, that is quite a big goal, because with Twitch, it's, especially with art, it's hard to, I think with art specifically, it's hard to build up followers, because a lot of people go onto Twitch to watch games, stuff like that. It's not really the sort of environment or platform that you go to if you were seeking art. Maybe it is, but it's very, very, very niche. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna put 100, but we're gonna see. Again, is to ingrain that consistency into my head that, okay, at this time on this day, I'm gonna sit down for 2 to 3 hours and I'm just gonna draw. And hopefully I can draw to an audience who share similar like hobbies and interests as me, and we can like discuss it as I do my drawing, and it kind of goes hand in hand once again. 6, 7, sorry. On my YouTube, I want to grow to 1,000 followers. I think I can do it. I really do. Like, once again, I can see myself doing it. Like, even when I'm looking at the 1K, I'm like, I feel like this number could be higher. I'm thinking of a specific number, but I don't want to say that just yet. I'm seeing 10K, but we're gonna see. And like I've said for my previous goals, it goes hand in hand with consistency. It's me ingraining in myself, okay, I'm gonna dedicate this time to filming maybe these set days, and then I'm gonna make sure I can edit it, post it on a semi-consistent basis, at least bi-weekly is my goal. Bi-weekly? Fortnightly? Yeah. Okay, my next goal. So I have a website called MoreMosha, and I want to sell different like arts and craft pieces, or like, I don't know what the specific thing is for this. Like, basically I create badges. I'm gonna put it somewhere on the screen. I create badges, and I want to create different designs that people can purchase, and eventually I want to build up that catalogue of products. I want to create a store that you can come to get everything in terms of accessories. So I can see that being like tote bags, maybe cups, maybe anything that like, it's like proper cutesy, like, so it's like, obviously you have your tote, then you can put your badges in, and then you have your cup, and then maybe you have coasters, maybe I could do like bookmarks, all of those things that like you kind of get to like accentuate your personality, your look, your you, more of you. That's basically what I want to get. Like, so that's my goal with that. So in terms of numbers, because I'm gonna firstly start selling badge sets, which I've designed and I've created and I've actually put on my website, my aim is to sell at least 150 units of badge sets first time round. That's the first thing. I actually even bought a printer last year, which is like a lot better quality than my previous one as an investment, because I knew if I'm going to be mass producing these badges and eventually going to move on to create different types of badges, I need a high quality printer. Let me get my energy drink. Also, I want to cut out energy drinks, but I also don't. excuse me, I got really hooked on energy drinks last year after my whole like proper deep anxiety, because I wasn't really eating, but I was craving energy drinks so much. Anything fizzy was in my system and nothing else. And now it's been hard for me to like let go of that habit. I still haven't decided on how I want to best approach it, but I can imagine eventually like probably easing off of it. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably not just gonna go cold turkey and be like, yeah, I'm not gonna drink it anymore, I'm gonna be like super duper healthy. That's just not realistic, and I'm not gonna follow that through, so there's no point me doing that. So I'm gonna try and ease off of it, or I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do with my life. At least I get like the no sugar version. But yeah. Okay, so badge sets. I want to sell at least 150 units this year. That is my aim. That is me achieving my goal. I'm gonna swap the order in which I put these goals, and I'm gonna change it basically. So I do at least 10 art commissions. So as part of my website, I also want to do art commissions. I want to help people bring visions. I want to help people bring their art visions to life. So you come to me with an idea, I want to be able to deliver that to you and make you see yourself in your art. I want people to see themselves not only in my accessories that I sell, but also in the art if they choose to commission me. So that's also going to be on my website. If you're interested, you can see on my Instagram like the sort of artwork that I do. And yeah, that's basically it. I just had an idea which I'm gonna put on my website too. So yeah, I really want to do at least 10 art commissions. I want to create that fun experience for people who want to see their artwork come to life. Then I put here, visit 5 different countries. The thing is with working part-time is that I'm gonna have quite a few like small pockets of days that I can probably do day trips. So I'm really excited to be able to maybe take like a day to like, you know, go to different places, probably, well, most likely within Europe, and just like spend the day there, spend like a couple of days. So if I wanted to go to Paris, it's like a 2 to 3 hour plane ride. 4 days there, visit the Eiffel Tower, do whatever I want, and then come back. And then it's like I don't have to like rearrange my entire life just to do that. And it's like going to be a nice break from seeing the same 4 walls that I see every single day, or seeing the same faces. So 5 different countries is what I'm going to aim to do this year. Who knows if I end up going to like somewhere out of Europe, but I don't know where I'd go out of Europe, to be honest. I'm kind of scared to go out of Europe. I grew up, I've never actually been outside of Europe, so I don't know how I would manage that, especially because when you're traveling within Europe, it's kind of all the same-ish. Like you see the patterns, whereas if I was to go outside, it's like, oh, that's a bit more scary. I would have to plan that really well. Then I get my front splits on both sides. So funnily enough, in December, I was doing my usual split stretches, everything's perfect. Oh, it makes my skin crawl. So I was doing my front split on my right side, and I was sinking quite deep into my split. Oh, it makes me cringe even thinking about it. And as I'm sinking deeper, I hit cracking near my hip. Oh my god. The way I shot up, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? And I was like, maybe I've torn like a tendon, I've done some sort of damage. And so I quickly go to the mirror, and because I'd googled, I was like, okay, I hear popping, what are the signs of like a torn tendon? And they were like, oh, you'd see immediate bruising, I didn't see any of that. So I'm like, okay, well, something's gone wrong. So I'm panicking. I sit down and I feel kind of like numbness in my leg, and I'm like, oh, this is one of those things where it's like, it's going to come back to bite me when I'm 40, 50. So for the rest of that day, I didn't feel any more pain, but I was really worried. So then the following day, I called the GP and they were like, because on the following day, then I couldn't put any weight on that leg. I could, but I'd feel pain. So walking was just painful. I could walk, but it was just like I'd get like a stinging like sensation, and I was just like, yeah, I'd done something to some nerve. So then they tell me to just take some ibuprofen. It's likely that I've just like irritated a muscle or something like that, and that it should be gone in 3 to 7 days, something like that, or a couple of weeks. Cool. So I do that, and from there I'm actually pretty okay, except for when I sleep. Every now and again when I'm laying down, I'd feel pain like at the back of my leg. And so I went in for a GP appointment again, like yesterday, and they were like, okay, we're gonna have to do a scan of like your hips. But she said my hips look pretty good, so it's likely I've like irritated a nerve. Anyway, that's the whole thing. So I'm probably gonna have to see a physiotherapist to make sure I can get back into safely doing the splits. Yeah, so that's the whole thing. But I still want to get my splits. I haven't worked for nearly like 2-something years. For me to just now give up and be like, well, I'm not going to get my splits, that's not going to happen. I need to get my splits. Moving on from splits, I want to do a pole performance. This was supposed to happen last year, but then again, with the whole quit the job, you know, all that sort of stuff, I could have been spending a huge amount of money going to pole, paying for classes when I had to put the money elsewhere. So I stopped that. I'd booked onto 2 performances, had to cancel them because I couldn't practice, especially with my medication. So yeah, I want to do 1 pole performance. This one's a bit of an interesting one. Date 3 different people. Why 3? I have no idea. Why not 2? I don't know. I put 3. Why? I don't know. I feel like last year there was really no room for me to date because I could barely handle myself. But I'm thinking this year I'm gonna be out there. So I put date 3 different people. Why 3? I have no idea. Maybe that's the number that needs to be. I don't know what the right word is. Basically, I want to get out there. I want to date. I want to go do some random stupid shit. Like, basically, that's it. I'm gonna date 3 people or more. But that's another goal of mine. Then I put camping at least once. The last time I done camping was years ago, back in college. I need to do that again. I really want to do camping. Will I do it by myself? I don't know. I'm kind of scared. I'm not scared to even do it by myself. If I can find a group, but I can have my own tent, that is great. I'd love that. I really want to do camping. So that's on my bucket list. Bucket list, goals list, who gives a shit? That's what I want to do. Then I put join a band. I have my guitar right there. I haven't picked her up in probably 2 months. Ever since I stopped doing guitar lessons, once again, last year, I just haven't picked her up. She's so out of tune. Yeah. But I definitely want to get back into that. I really want to join a band. I want to find a group of people. Even if we just jam together, that's really great. And that's what I want to do. Next, I put be out in water. Last year, I really wanted to go on a cruise. You guessed it, that didn't happen. So I want to be out in water. How? Don't know. Am I gonna get a boat? Oh, I really want to do fishing. Like, I really want to go out and just sit out in a lake. Nice. All I hear is like the birds chirping, sun shining. Me on my rinky dink boat and play some guy who knows how to fish teaching me. I really want to do that. I really want to go fishing. I want to be out in nature. I love camping. Anything outdoorsy, I love it. I love like hiking, stuff like that. That's my bag. That's really my bag. So be out in water, whatever form that takes. Next I put get a car. Yeah. Get a car. Yeah, I want to be able to like take my family, you know, out and about, go to appointments, take myself to work, take myself home. And I need a car for that. I've had my license for, it's going to be 3 years now, and I still haven't touched a car. So, I need to get a car. Yeah. Oh, this is a biggie. This is a biggie, but it's a good one. Go to 20 concerts, gigs, or events. So that could literally be anything. Even if it's an event by myself, with friends, that's going to count towards this goal. Concerts, because I love concerts. And then there's just be random events that me and my friends go to. So I put 20 because I feel like it's going to be easily achievable. Is it going to be easily achievable? How many events would I need to go through per month to make it? I need to do at least one and a bit. So I need to do at least 2 events per month to be able to achieve this goal. And this is a good goal because it's gonna mean that I'm encouraged to actively, it's gonna force me to actively, not force me, but encourage me to actively talk to my friends and be like, hey guys, we haven't seen each other in such and such amount of time, let's go do something. And that's what I want to do. I want to help flourish my friendships. Last year was a very important year for me because we went out so much, and honestly that saved me so much. I don't think they even realize it. Those days that I was out with my friends saved me so much, and I love them for that. Who's messaging me? One of my friends, and I haven't seen her in so long, so we need to see each other. And those days really saved me. So I put 20. Honestly, I'm tempted to put 30, but I'll keep it at 20. And obviously, if anything above that is amazing. Even with family as well. Like, I want to like go do bowling with them, go do some random shit. Like, I really want to do that. Then I put get to 60 kilos. I'm currently on like 68, 69. And that's because I haven't been exercising. I haven't been doing anything. Well, actually, I've been doing light exercise, but it hasn't been consistent. Ever since my like injury, I've just been lazy, is the way to describe it. So yeah, get to 60, but I really want to focus on building that muscle. I'm going to be turning 24 this year, and obviously the more you age, it's important that you continue to retain strength. So it's not just like, oh, get skinny. No, it's build muscle, get lean, you know, put your body in the best position as you go throughout life. And as I eventually get to my 30s, 40s, etc., I want to build in those habits that I'm training to keep myself healthy. Yeah, basically. And then I read 50 books. So I'd have to read at least 1 book per week. I finished 1 book on Monday or earlier this week, so that's a good start. I think I need to get like a book that I can write like my reviews on. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I tried to, when I sat down, I was just like, oh, I need to actually write some things down so I'm not just like rambling to the camera. And I'm sure new things are going to come up as I go throughout the year. So this is an exhaustive list, but this kind of like covers the main bases of my life. And yeah, I'm really excited for that. When it comes to my business, in terms of like creating art, I would love to get to a point where I could have a warehouse and I can like have loads of merchandise, and I want my tagline to be more of you, because my whole business name is MoreMosha, and I want people to be able to come to my my however you choose to engage with me, whether it's solely through YouTube, through Instagram, through Twitch, whether it's through like buying things, like I want people to feel included. I went to a business workshop a couple days ago, and we were talking about like, what is your elevator pitch, and I still haven't quite like narrowed it down to what I want it to be, because I just want my whole like me as a brand to be a place of comfort for people, something that people can love and like just enjoy themselves. They can feel comfortable. Like if you come to one of my videos, you feel comfortable like commenting on it, or I'm not really sure. I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't have all the answers just yet, but I think I'm gonna get there eventually. So that is my visual goal setting, girl talk / ramble. I don't know what that was, but yeah. I think probably at the end of the year, not probably, most likely, no, I will at the end of the year look back at this video and probably do like a reaction and be like, okay, I achieved this, and this. This is also what I done on top of that, what I didn't do, however it plays out. So yeah, that is it. I'm really excited for this new year. I really am. So yeah, thank you if you stayed this long, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.